on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the pros and cons of social media. I'm Paige.
I'm Callie.
And I'm Claire.
All right, and one of the big red flags when it comes to social media is it causes a lot of comparison and, like, body image issues.
I feel like so many kids, like, these days, like, looking through, like, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat stories, like, no matter who it is, they just, like, instantly think, like, wow, that girl's pretty, like, she has an amazing body, like, and then you just automatically compare yourself to one another on Instagram or whatever it should be, whatever you're looking at, and I feel like it shouldn't be like that, but sadly, that's what some, especially older teen girls, but I mean everyone, but especially
Yes.
teen girls struggle with that, I feel like.
I know, like, on Instagram especially, I feel like Instagram, it used to be so casual, like, you could just post what you were doing or whatever, but, like, now everything is like, okay, this needs to be, like, a jaw-dropping photo that I need to post.
Exactly.
And, like, for example, I posted a Senior Sunday, and it only got, like, 300 likes, and I was like, uh-oh, like, do I look so bad in that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, hello?
Right.
What's going on? And, like, all the comments, like, they're so nice of just, like, people from your school being like, you look amazing, or, like, wish I was you, and all that stuff, but, like, that's kind of terrible.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we're all just comparing ourselves to the person on our screen, and, like,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like with that too, like it has to be like Instagram worthy. Like I can't just like post whatever I want, or even like Visco. Like you don't get like likes, but people can like repost it or like favorite it, and like even like I feel like that used to be a spot where you could just like post more like fun things
Casual.
too that weren't like Instagram worthy, I guess. But now even that, I feel like like before I post a picture, I'm like, oh well, like does this look good, or like will people think this is weird, or like
also, like,
Right.
Visco's a lot more trendy, too, so, like, sometimes even when I go on Pinterest, I, like, catch myself being like, oh, I
Yes.
wish I could be like these people, or, like,
all the
dress like
time.
that, or do,
Yeah.
like, and people only really post, like, the perfect things, or, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, a bunch of influencers, like, obviously they only post the good, but,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, it can be, like, really lonely sometimes, because it's like, oh, they have it all together, they have all these friends, they do all this stuff, and I'm just sitting here, like, it can make me feel, like, so pathetic sometimes.
Yeah. But, like, really, it's only, like you said, like, everything just has to be picture perfect. Like, that's not real world life, like, outside of their Instagram or whatever. But, like, I feel like Claire had brought up the Visco and stuff. I feel like so many people, like, some captions are, like, or, like, Visco saw it first if they end up posting it on Instagram and stuff because they think first it's not public worthy enough for Instagram because
Yeah.
Visco is more chill
Yeah.
back, laid down or
Like,
whatever.
a lot of times, like people's captions on Visco will be, like,
Yes.
real problems that they're having, being, like,
Yes.
I don't know, just something, like, cryptic, like, it's not as good as it seems, or, like, something like that, or, like,
Yeah.
wish I could make it go away, and it's, like, a picture of them, like, smiling or something like that.
Mhm.
But, like,
Yeah.
obviously that's not something you're bringing to Instagram, because you don't want people to think that you're, like, going through it.
Right.
I also feel like Visco is more of like a girl app too. Like
Yeah.
I mean, like guys have it too, but like a lot of times I feel like as girls, like we need to like impress other people, or like
Yeah.
guys. Not saying that you like have to, but like on Instagram, obviously you're not gonna post like that you're sad. Where like on
Yeah.
Visco, like someone out of like posting that, like someone might like text you or something. Like I don't know, like there's more of a community between like girls sometimes, but like also it could also be like you comparing yourself to a girl, or being like, oh my gosh, I wish I had those clothes, or like I wish I looked like that when I went to the beach, because like I feel like a lot of times those get like and they're like on vacation and you're like, oh, I wish I had that.
Right. Yeah.
And that can also, or like on Visco, I feel like people really post like a bunch of pictures with their friends, or like all these things that like maybe they don't want to post on Instagram.
Yeah.
And like that can give people like FOMO too. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I wish I got invited to that party, or like I wish I got to go hang out with
Yeah.
those people, or go in that group to
Yes.
homecoming.
Like,
Yes.
I post
Yeah.
on Visco all the time, and, like, I post on Instagram, like, occasionally, and I still get FOMO, like, all the time.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it just feels like a competition.
Yeah.
Like, I'm posting, like, look what I did this weekend, and you didn't, and you weren't
Yes.
there, and, like,
Yeah.
all this stuff. But
Exactly
it really
it.
wasn't that great, and it really wasn't that fun. And, like, yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's just posting for people to think like, wow, you do all these amazing things in life and,
I
stuff.
think that's why a lot of people who, like, honestly are just, like, normal and,
Right.
like, have an adequate, like, a normal amount of friends and, like, just aren't technically, like, popular, in air quotes, don't have social media because they just don't like engage in any of that stuff.
Right.
And they're just content with the way they are. But I feel like social media encourages us to like
Right.
just want to compare ourselves. And
Mhm.
we're also so nosy. Like I want to know
So nosy.
everything going
Yes.
on in everybody's
No, I
life.
agree. Or like you see someone like post with someone new or something. And like,
Like, I'll
And
tell-
it's
oh, like
what?
who's that?
What
Like
are-
what are they
oh, yeah.
doing? Like or even
Yes.
from like other schools. Like I know you
Nothing's
mentioned the other
private
day.
anymore.
No, nothing. And like everything
Yeah.
gets like if one picture gets posted, I feel like and
It's just
people
all
are
over.
surprised like it goes to every group chat.
Seriously.
Like you have to be careful what you post to because like you don't know what.
I don't know. Like I feel like it does create a sense of community, and that's a pro of social media. But sometimes it can create a false sense of community,
Right.
Like
And I feel
false
like-
relationships.
Right. I feel like backing off of that, it just leads all back around to you. Like you follow that account to have laughs for yourself.
I know.
Or you follow
Even
that
if
one
I'm
girl.
not sending the post and I'm not making
Exactly.
fun of that person, I still am
Exactly.
contributing.
Right.
Yeah. And like it makes you like when you see a bad picture or something like, oh well, at least I don't look like that, or like at least I didn't do that.
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're
so-
still part of it because you're like, I don't know.
right. And that just like overall leads around again to the topic of like comparison, which leads to like depression for people or anxiety or insecurities. Like just so many things pop up because of your comparison to who you want to be like, or
Yeah.
that it girl or it guy, whatever.
Yeah. I also feel like without social media, like it would be so much easier to have like genuine like friendships and like things because I feel like so many things get misinterpreted like from a picture or like from things and then it just starts drama and then,
Within
like,
my own friend group, like in my group chat of us 3 people, like the amount of times we've gotten fights just over because we can't like decipher how they meant to say it over like texting and
Yes.
things like that is
Mhm.
crazy. And like telling, this is terrible, but like I feel like when you're in a group chat and like you disagree with something, you can like just go and text one person and be like, what is she doing? Like all
Yes,
this stuff. And, like,
exactly.
So
all the
easy.
talking behind people's back is like insane, and we don't actually not like that person. It's just so easy to talk badly about somebody when like social media is just at our fingertips. Like
Right.
I can say whatever I want, and it's
Whenever
not
I
go-
want.
and whenever I want, and it's not going to come across as mean as it probably was because I'm not saying it in person.
Right. I also think it can be hard to like, I don't know, like I guess you could like argue over social media and stuff, but like things can get interpreted in such different ways when
Yeah.
you're in a group chat or like texting someone compared to like when you're in person. Like you could not mean it in like that mean of a way, but the way like you text it, like the way someone reads something and the way you meant to like send it could be 2 total different things.
Yeah. Just overall, like the fake news you hear on Instagram, whatever social media, like status account, whatever it is, it spreads like 10 times faster than just going to that person if you have a problem with them and just saying, like, hey, like, I saw this, or like, I noticed this picture, you look really pretty in it, whatever. Just Instagram.
It,
Yeah. Like,
destroys actual relationships.
yes.
And like
yeah.
It would also
I
be
don't know,
so
like
much more
talking.
genuine, like if someone actually came up to me and was like, "Oh my gosh, you looked so cute in that picture. Like you looked
Literally,
so
right.
pretty." Like, yeah, I get like you comment on it and like thanks, like that means a lot.
that's
but
so
like,
easy to just say.
but like you go on everyone's posts, like I feel like even when I comment on people's Instagrams, like I'm like always repeating the same thing, or
I
like I'm like,
know.
what do I even
I
say?
know.
Like someone already said that
It feels
comment,
like I need to, but like I would never go up to that person and probably even like talk to them
Yes.
at all.
Exactly.
Let alone compliment them.
Yeah.
Or yeah, I don't know. And like especially I think Snapchat is a big issue
Mm-hmm.
in general. Like especially I don't know if we can talk about this, but like with boys specifically and like boys and girls, like I think it's just dangerous, honestly.
Yeah.
Like being able to send pictures of what you look like and like
Yes.
things like that. That's so
to like
weird.
random people,
like knowing their birthday, knowing like all
What
that
school they
stuff.
go to,
No, school they
like,
go to.
when they
That's not
graduate.
things that you should know about somebody without talking to them first.
and like some people just have their location on for everyone. Like you
Yes,
could just go see where somebody
location.
lives.
You can
Location.
literally, put the drive.
Yeah,
and the
you can
address.
literally get
Like, that's
like
crazy.
directions to their house. Like that is insane.
Yeah.
And like so many people like are just like on quick ad that you don't even like know, and you can just like hit ad and just
I
start
know.
talking to random people. Yeah. That don't even like live
I'll
near
meet
you.
people all the time not like all the time because this doesn't really yeah, all the time people just know who I am. But like I'll go places and they'll be like, oh, like, are you Paige? And I'm like, yeah, how did you know that?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, like, I've seen you on Instagram before, or like you were on my quick ad or like something like that. And it's like, you already know so much about me and I don't know anything about
Exactly.
you. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
But that's just how things are.
Yeah, like you can so easily find someone like on Instagram quickly, or like even if you go to their VSCO and like find out so much about like their life, I guess.
Honestly, I think the only reason that like we know things about our classmates is because of social media. Like
100%.
nothing connects us more than social media.
It's not like I
Yeah.
talk to the people in our grade every single day, and
No.
like, some people I never talk to,
and
but
I
like
don't do that
I
over
know
social
them.
media either, but like I
Exactly.
know the gossip going around.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it can bring like a lot of bad, but like if we use it in the right way, like some goods can come out of it too.
Yeah.
Right.
In the way that it sort of gives a false sense of community, I touched on this earlier, I think it also can build community. Like we've been using like TV Pro, like we're in TV Pro class, and we make segments to highlight like good things and people that usually aren't highlighted, like
Yeah.
band people or people that are in art or organizations that don't get the credit they deserve.
Yeah.
And like posting on Instagram and stuff because that's what we're all on, like what's going on this week
Throughout your
And-
school, your
yeah,
community.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
is doing a lot of good, and I think that it is creating community in that way. Like I remember last year I would like watch the news and be like, wow, like those people are a lot nicer and funnier than they seem. Like
Yeah.
Right.
I want to be around them, not like, oh, I'm so scared of the upperclassmen. Like
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I also feel like social media or just, I mean, technology, like overall, like some websites of social media, whatever, it's good for like opportunities for like remote like jobs. If
Yeah.
you're traveling a lot and you promote something, like kind of we do in TV Pro class, whatever, like we promote things throughout our school, like other brands and companies and stuff, like promote things on social
Yeah.
media. And that's a good aspect of it as well. So
Yeah, or like for even like influencers, like their job would never be a thing without
Yeah.
social media. And like I mean, like I definitely know some influencers that use it for like good and like help. So I feel like it can be a pro if you make it a pro. Like if you're trying to like build a community and be nice to people, like it can go a long way.
yeah.
And like I don't know.
And again, I feel like this could fall like under the topic of like bad but also good. But like social media is just such like an easy way for quick research, quick access to information. Like when you need to know something, for example, like a project for school or whatever,
Right.
look at ideas on social media, look at ideas on Google,
We
whatever.
could not do school without
No.
technology.
No,
like,
we
we
have
all
a-
have computers in our backpack. We're using technology right now to film this. All the research
Yeah.
that we did for this was because of technology.
100%.
And like,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of impossible to live in this day and age without using it. It's just a matter of using it for good.
Right.
Correctly. Right.
I feel like that's everything in life though. Like we always have consequence. Like it can be good or bad. Like that's just how we make social media.
It
Like
just kind of sucks because, like, I feel like we've been downplaying the consequences of social media. Like, it's just like,
Yes.
oh, everyone
Yes.
struggles with comparison. Like, you're fine. It's not a big deal. Like,
Mm-hmm.
just get over it. But it's like, no, that can, like, lead to terrible, terrible things. Like,
Oh, yeah.
we were watching a video about it, and one of the stats was that suicide rates doubled in size from, like, 20 to 44% in the early 2010s, and it was because of the rise of social media and things like Twitter
Yeah.
and Instagram
Yeah.
and like all of that stuff. And it's totally true. Like the amount of bullying, like I already said, with like Barstool and like things like that is crazy.
Especially like you never know what someone is going through. Like they might, again, on Instagram, whatever, make themselves look perfect, but you really don't know their inner life, their home life, whatever it is. So like one thing could set someone totally off and again lead to terrible things like that.
exactly. Like I know I've been struggling before, and like I'll go and take Instagram pictures and like post it, and like I look like I'm fine and I'm like having a happy life when I'm really like actually going through something. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's like a lot of people. Like it's easy to just post a picture and like post a fun caption or something. Like my life is perfect, but like it's really not.
It's
Yeah.
so easy to believe everything I see too. Like I'm not
Oh,
even
yeah.
lying. Everything I see on TikTok, I believe.
I
Like,
know.
shamelessly. I really do believe it. And like I don't watch the news anymore. I remember I would watch
Yeah.
like the Today Show in the morning when I was like 5 years old, but like I don't even see my parents watching the news anymore.
Yeah.
It says that 62% of adults get news from social media, not even the news, of adults.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that are telling us to put our phones down and
Right.
go
Yeah.
outside and things like that.
But like even the real news, like it's so hard to like know even what to
True.
believe because
Yes.
like they love to highlight like these terrible things and
They
like
highlight terrible things, and also news stations are biased, like Fox
So
17,
biased.
So
Republican,
biased.
CNN. Like,
exactly.
I don't
Yeah.
know what's true, what's not, and all the news I do know is from social media. Like everyone's
Right.
reposting Liam Payne just died. Do we know how he died? Well, there's actually 7 different.
There's so many
hypotheses.
So many different articles. Like you read one thing, your friend could read another.
Uh-huh.
Like who's
And then-
right?
and then
Neither of us. Like we don't
suddenly
even know.
We all care about Liam Payne.
Right? Like I haven't heard about him in
I haven't heard
years.
about him in years, and yes, I like One Direction, but I'm not a fan.
Right?
But like, I don't know. I feel like it just
It's kind
we
of like
use it as an excuse to make us feel better sometimes.
right. And I feel like it's kind of sad that like we don't give someone like so much like fame or like love until like they're gone. Like then we're like, oh shoot, like we really did like this person. Like
Right.
if people felt like that more, like even like you said with like suicide, like then why don't we make them feel good while they're here? Because
Right.
like as soon as someone dies or like something happens, like everyone's like posting, they're like, we're so sad, like you were a great person, blah blah blah. But then when they're here, like who said that to them? Like are we making them feel like that when they're like here? You know what I mean?
That's a good, like, I'm glad you brought that up because literally this morning before I came into school, I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw, I think it was Harry. Yeah. Posted something for Liam. And I was just like, wow, like none of the members of the group that was part of One Direction, I mean, I don't know if they talk out of it, but like you haven't seen anything on social media. So it's just crazy to like think now all of those guys are now posting like, oh, my brother's gone, like whatever. But like
I've never seen them.
nothing
together.
posted. Yeah, nothing before that. So it's just like Liam didn't know. Like, oh, they thought, like I still had people that cared about me like that.
Right.
And if he did commit suicide, like where were they when he was going through that?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, and so many people struggle silently. Like, you may never know, like, that they were going through it. But, like, even, like, I don't know. I've been trying to, like, when, like, you see someone in the hallway, like, even just, like, a quick hi or, like, a little compliment could go a long way to somebody. Like, if
A
they're
long
looking
ways.
down, like, I don't know. Like, I saw a girl in the hallway the other day that I literally never talked to. Like, don't know who she is. But I just, like, complimented her. I was like, I really like your shirt today or whatever. Like, that could have made someone's day. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess a lot of good can come from social media, but so much bad can be done. So just like bottom line, use it for good. Don't believe everything you see. Don't.
I know. It's like a challenge to everyone. Like, make social media better
A
because of
positive
yourself.
place.
Like, start with
Yes.
yourself. Like, we can't blame other people when we're not even doing
When
what
you're
we're
doing the
talking
same
about. Like,
thing. Yeah.
we need to, like, walk the talk, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
we can say all this, but, like, if we leave this podcast and don't do any of it, like, it does no good. So, like, I feel like everyone needs to be challenged to, like, make it better. And then, like, I feel like small progress would go a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.